Hello my angels and devils and all who may wander here, it's Amanda Christina and I have a craft tutorial with a smidge of a Disney twist. Now you don't have to do the Disney twist. I thought of this, I looked in my ribbons and it just seemed too perfect an opportunity not to add a little hint of Disney to Valentine's. So I have pre-cut and stuck together some of this because otherwise it would have taken forever and I didn't want to have to pause the video loads. So this is the Nellie Snellen. Now, the first time I tried Nellie Snellen, try saying that. This is this straight heart die, super cute. I have the other one around here somewhere, but I used the largest one and that one for these. Now, if you saw my Spotlight haul, you saw this Franchville paper pad, and I was very excited about the fact that not all the paper was necessarily Christmas themed, and this one was no exception. So you need 16 hearts, and if you want to cut your smaller ones out, you need 4 of those. I've already pre-cut some of the words. Now, I don't have a Valentine. I'm single. And one of the things, even when I was in relationships, my Valentine's days were never great in relationships ever. I can't ever remember having one wonderfully romantic Valentine's Day. So I started doing Valentine's for friends, and I call it Love Day now because I think it should be a time when we share love with everyone we care about rather than it just being about romantic love, because there are so many types of love. They should be celebrated, whether it's between a parent and a child, friends, family. I just think we need to share, we need to embrace loving each other more, and what better way to do it than on what is traditionally Valentine's Day, but I call Love Day. So this banner is going to say Happy Love Day. I've done some of the work. I've got to cut out some more of these, and I thought this would be a really good way to demo this rather than just having a, a demo of how to use it. This is the We Are Memory Keepers mini alphabet punch board. I am in love with this baby. This is such a good tool. It is so simple to use once you get the hang of it. I'm still getting the hang of it. There was a pile of messed up letters, but we're going to do the word happy together today. Now, as you can see, I only have 3 cut out. So I need H-A-P-P-Y and probably 1 or 2 extras. So here's what you do. You get your little cutting tool. Now, and it just all, it clicks into here, but because you get your book, which has all your alphabets, so we're going to start with our H. So let's find H. So there's the H. Now, H is a relatively easy letter, but before we start on the letters, let me show you how you trim your paper, because I love this. You pop your paper in, you line it up, stick it down, you line it up, you grab your little tool, there's the bit at the bottom hooks into your groove, and you go zoop, and I always just do that extra. Then there is I don't know how well you're going to be able to see them, but there are line marks on this and grid marks. So you move this down on the bit that you cut to the 1-inch spot, and I always just readjust it. The only thing I would say is that if We Are Memory Keepers ever watch any of my videos, I would really love if they made those marks in like a colour so we can see them better. Okay, and then you just go zoop across the bottom. Same thing. It all just fits in the groove and works down the little thing, and then you've got your piece of paper for your letter cut out. So let's do that a couple more times. So now I'm just going to, I'll flip this around. We can do this. Just getting it lined up nicely. I really love this whole sort of, what is it called, tongue and groove type system, where you just literally are cutting along in a sort of grooved area, because you find the grooves so much easier. I find it so easy to work with this. Look, honestly, oh, I may not have done that. No, that's fine. Honestly, I am normally a person who will sit there and just cut cardstock up with rough edges on my scoreboard because I find that the easiest. There we go, another piece, and as you can see, it cuts them all the perfect size. Now, this sheet of paper was 12 by 12 when I started. So I have actually gone through and been doing this on this piece of paper as I've been doing the letters. As I said, I had a few fails, so I want to make sure we allow for the fails. I think that's also important. I'm just making sure it's lined up properly. And this goes this way. That was my computer being a pain in my butt. And then we move it to the one. It is so easy. Like, all the little bits for this are, like, it can be a little confusing at first. Like, I've had my moments with this. Like, I can give you a really good tip on using the corner rounder, which is to not butt things really hard in there, and I will show you why in a bit. So I'll just do one more piece, and if I need extras, we'll do extras as I need them. So again, just zoop, move to the 1 inch spot. I love this. I am so glad I bought this. I nearly bought the big one because I thought the big one would be really useful, but I just sort of thought the 1 inch letters seemed more versatile. I sort of thought 2 inch letters you don't really need all the time. So then you just pop that back. We're just going to put that to one side for now. I'll just pop that back there. Just remind me if I need it. So now we have our thumb notcher. You have, this is like a pointy tool thing, so for your B's and stuff, and then your corner rounder, and then your little bit where you cut. So this is how easy it is. So we've got the H, and the instructions show that we thumb notch the H, and how to thumb notch that, how to do the notches for that, is you put this in and you butt it up against the end. You push, you flip, and you push again. And that's it. It's that simple. Now for the H, what we do is we stick it in this. We take our little tool. Now you go in the first groove there to get your first one, and then we just go there, and then you go into your middle groove to get the next one. And then we can do the same thing down the bottom, or you can do what they suggest, which is flipping it over. But honestly, how easy was that? And we have our H. Now, it's not exactly perfect in some spots, and I have noticed that can happen. They just suggest to trim those, but I'm just going to leave them because I think it gives it a nice little quirky character, and because I can't cut a straight line to save my life, so that's okay. So now we're going to do an A. Same thing, take a piece of paper. Now we're going to put our notch in the top. So we're following this. Again, it's a top and bottom notch. So you turn, you flip, and you line up. So you've got your top and bottom notch. Now these notch things are really cute. I think they'd make really nice flower petals or something. Now what we do is we pop it in here. And we cut the bottom. So you can either do it that way or this way. Like, it doesn't really matter because of the letter. Some letters it does. Now, I had a bit of trouble with L's. That was one of the letters that kind of confuzzled me until I realized how to do it. So that's your A, right? So now this is the first time. So we pop this down, you pop your tool back in here because you don't want to hit that pointy end. It will hurt like buggery. I haven't done it yet, but what you do is you push, you put that in and you line it up. Now don't push it in, and I will tell you why not to push it in too hard, because it doesn't give you a nice corner round. See how that gives you the nice corner round? If you push it in, you get kind of a thing where it cuts into the letter more and it doesn't look good. So that's something a tip I have picked up from doing it. And what I will do is, so there's the A, so we've got HA. What I will do is just grab this and I will show you how it turns out when you butt it. Like, okay, so now I'm pushing this in. sort of, I'm making it sort of pushed right in. Can you see? Okay, it didn't do it very well on that, but there's a little bit tip at that. I don't know if you can see it, just very slight tip. I probably didn't get it pushed in hard enough, but you get that a lot more pronounced if you push too hard with your letters. Okay, so now we're going on to our P's, H-A-P-P-Y. Oh God, the Y. I really hated doing the Y. M-N-O-P. So here's our P. We're going to do 2 P's and a Y. Now, I probably could cut this tutorial down and pause this, but I think it's a good option to see. Now, the P is done differently. First, you put this in at the 2-inch mark. So there's a 1 and 2-inch mark along here. You pop this in at your 2-inch mark. And you do it. Now, here's your little trick that they do, which is you flip it around and you do that. So that's going to be a bit that you cut out, and that's going to be your P. So you're going to put a cut here and here. Don't know if you can see that. I hope you can see it. Okay. So now we put it in the thing and we put that way, because that's what they tell me to do, which is the bit that you're cutting is at the top. It doesn't, if you're clever enough not to need that, don't stress it. So where are we cutting now? So we are cutting we're cutting here, and then we're putting it out this way, and we're cutting it at the 2-inch mark to do our, hang on, make sure it's lined up nicely, hang on, line up nicely please, and then we're cutting it at this mark up here, which gives us almost our P. So the corner rounder may take care of that, but I think what I will do is, just because it was slightly out of alignment, is take my scissors and just cut that little bit off. Now all we do is we stick this in the corner rounder and we try not to push it in too hard, and we punch. We do this end, this letter, this part of the letter, get it all in, and we punch, and we have our P. See how simple this is? Like, once you start to get the hang of it, it really, really is easy. So the P, again, we're just going to hit the 2-inch mark. Just making sure I line that up properly. Then we flip and line it up with the board, because the measuring is all done for us. It makes a huge difference. So there's that. The Y I will show you is a lot more difficult. And then we take this, and I'm doing this on the second one. And then we do this, line it up, and again do this on the second one. And I think this one turned out a lot better, but I still ended up with that little bit, and again they just say to trim those up, and that's just a practice thing. I can probably get that a bit better if I practice it. And then we just line it up into the rounder thing. Now if you didn't want to do the corner rounder on this, you could easily just use your crocodile. So we have H-A-P-P, and we're going to do our Y. Now I will be honest and say, when I did the Y for day, I did struggle. It's a little more complicated for me, but I think I have it now. So you're doing your thumb notch punch in a different direction to what you normally would. So you put it in here, and okay, I might need a better, let me find a piece that actually is the right sort of, they're all pretty much the same. Let's try a piece, okay, that lines up with the 2 mostly, and then we do that. So we line it up with that bit, and then you line it up with the top bit. Oh, okay, this might be a little out of whack, but it should hopefully be okay. So then you get your smiley face notches. Now, for your Y, you're going to cut out, first 2 bits you're going to cut out are, hang on, make sure I've got that lined up. I think this is a little bit out of whack, so it's not going to line up properly unless I fix that. Okay, hang on. So now we just go 1 and 2 to take out our, whoops, and see again, it just went a little bit more than it should have. So as I said, this was a little out of whack, so I'm not sure how I'll fix that. I will probably just end up doing another one. So let's try that again, shall we? See, even I screw up, even on tutorial videos. Yay, Amanda, not great. Not good to screw up on tutorial videos. Let's try this one. Please line up properly, paper. That's a bit better. Okay. 1 punch. 2 punch. 3 punch. 4. 5 punch. 6 punch. 7 punch more. I don't know. I'm losing my mind and no one's reaping the benefits. It's very sad. That was a gratuitous. The wedding singer. Why is this being okay? You're trying to go places you're not meant to go. Okay, that was a gratuitous wedding singer quote for anyone who loves that movie as much as I do. Although I doubt anyone other than my ex saw it in cinemas as many times as I did, because he used to make me go see it all the time. See, now again, I'm slightly out of alignment, so I think we're just going to have to learn to live with a wiggy Y. Okay, so now that we've done that bit, we get to the tricky bit, which is that we line this bit up and we cut at the 2nd mark. Then we move this to the 1/4 of an inch mark. Oh yeah, it can get a little tricky. So just bear with me, I'll just get this lined up. Okay, the 1/4 inch mark, and then we cut that again. And that is how we get our little weird sort of Y thing. Then we just pop it into the corner rounder, which is not the easiest thing to do. As I said, for some of these, I'd honestly probably go pull out the crocodile just because it would be so much easier. And then we just round these off. And we have our Y. So now we have our happy. Holy cow. If you saw me jump then, I don't know if that was a car backfiring or a gunshot, but it was pretty intense. Pretty sure it was probably a car backfiring. But wow, did that make me jump. Okay, so we can move this to one side now. We're finished with this because we have all the other letters done. And all I've been doing, okay, so that's all our little trashy bits. So I've got H, A, P, P, and Y. So these are all sorted into our banner. Now, I also left one at the back. This is what I did to ink them. I just grabbed my mini Festive berries. I was going to call it forest berries. And I do the rough inking. I assume that was definitely a car backfiring. Okay. So I just do a bit of rough inking. And that just to give it that nice sort of rustic look. This is homemade, people. I don't know why people want everything to look perfect when they do homemade. I think it should look like someone made it. And I think even selling stuff sometimes that the imperfections are what make them a better thing to have or a more interesting thing to have. Okay. Now, I'm going to put tape on these letters and put them on. This is going to be a very long tutorial. I did a lot of prep work. If I had realised it was going to take me so long to cut all the letters and stuff, I probably would have done more prep work than I had done. And I've just been using this. This is tape I got off AliExpress or eBay. Super cheap, red liner tape, really, really good, strong quality. I do find sometimes it depends on the batch because sometimes it's not as good as others. But considering that on auction I get these for about 50 cents and buy it now they're like $3, I don't really care that much. If I have to use it as just double-sided tape, it's 50 meters for $3, so I don't think you can go wrong with that. Okay, so Now we have our H, just make sure it's on there in a way that it fits. So H, I should have actually just realized I should have done this the other way so that I'm stacking them up the right way. And you're going to have to forgive me when it comes to putting this banner together. I have never made a banner before, so this is my very first time. And I do have a nice little Disney twist to this if you want to add a Disney twist. I will give you a hint. It's a little bit big Hero 6, and you can probably see the ribbon maybe just a little bit. If not, that's okay, but there is a reason I chose the ribbon I did and Big Hero 6 is because it just fitted with this colour scheme more than anything, and also because I'm a Disney girl and I like the idea of having a happy love day with Bayomax. I just think that's really cute. But again, you can decorate and do this any way you want to. This is just a demonstration of what you could do. This is sort of, I'm a clean and simple girl. I do kind of like things fairly uncluttered. That is just very me in terms of style. However, you could add flowers to this. You could completely go all out. You could do glitter. You could do metallics. It would be so much fun. I did look at some metallics I have that are die cuts with a few neutrals, but they were sort of matte, and honestly I think the craft with the red, and if I had have been able to find my craft I probably would have just done plain craft in the background, but I do kind of like the white with the red with the craft. I think that's a really kind of unique touch to it. It gives it kind of that cross between something modern and that kind of rustic look, and I think that's kind of cool. That's kind of funky, and you know, that's very me. I just sort of often do things that you're not necessarily supposed to do, I suppose, and this is just me chattering as I do stuff. I'll do the A while I'm doing the P, so I can just put this together, and then we can attempt, and I say attempt, to put this banner together. I don't know how much ribbon I'll need, so I'll be starting at one end and working my way through. I have a roll of just cheap washi tape to stick the ribbon at the back so that it doesn't move. Because I thought that would be a good option. I did the extra hearts because I realised that having Happy Love Day with nothing between it would look a little odd. And I thought, I don't want to look odd. So there's the P, to the A. As I said, these letters are not 100% perfect. I still need to practice with this alphabet punch board. That's the one downside to this tape, is that the red liner stuff sticks to you. Just like everything does, because it's hot as Hades in Australia at the moment. Okay, so now we have our Happy Love Day letters all ready to go. And I'll pop that to one side. I have my washi tape to help, and I have some ribbon. Now, I've punched holes in this already. I used the Tim Holtz punch, but you could easily use your crocodile. What I did, I sort of started randomly, so some of these are not going to match up properly. But what I also did was, when I did that, I also, what's the word? I've just realised that I'm going to have to figure this out. Craft glue. This is where craft glue comes in handy, because I can make a loop. I can make a loop. Oh, hang on. Yep. Okay, I see. No. So what I'm going to do is thread them all on and then get them into place and make my loops at the ends. It took me a minute to figure out that that's what I was going to have to do. Now, I always use a lighter to heat seal my ends. I think that's really important. This ribbon is Crafty Savers, which I think is a Spotlight brand, if I'm not mistaken. It's like sometimes on sale for 50 cents a roll. I have other red ribbon, but I wasn't going to dig through everything to find it. Now, I am just pulling I'm an idiot. No, it's fine. I'd rather have way too much than not enough, and I am a bit of an idiot because I realised I probably should have started at the other end of the threading. So now, if I need to move it down, I will, but I pretty sure I'll have enough now. So then what we're doing is you come over the top. You want your longest bit at the back, and then we come through and weave and pull it through. We kind of want to make sure it's all going through on the one side, but this is a little janky, so I will fix that in a minute. Here we go, that's where it's janky. Okay, and then pull this through so it's not janky. And then what I will do, and probably I'm going to have to do a few times, leave the roll there, is just do what I do, which is just take your fingers and smooth your ribbon. Then again, you go in through the top, around to the back, and through. And then we're just going to do that with every single letter. Now, I think what I will do is pause this so you don't have to watch all this, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be painful to watch. Now, it's up to you whether you want space or whether you want to butt your hearts up together, but this is sort of roughly like, I thought this would be a lot smaller than it's turning out. That's just the start of the banner. How cute is this, by the way? I'm so loving this. I'm hoping to find a way to string it up along here. I may have to ask my niece's fiance to come and do that for me, because I think that would look really cute as my sort of backdrop for the next couple of months. Anyway, I'm going to pause the video for a moment and I will talk to you again soon, because this is almost at 30 minutes. Okay, so now we are back and we have this, oh my gosh, I cannot believe how freaking cute this is, honestly, and that I just kind of made this up on the spot. Let's see if I can hold it up without it all flipping the wrong way again. Bump that up a bit. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, but it's the wrong way around at the moment and this bit's coming off. But let me be a little ambidextrous and let me fix the bits that keep flipping. There we go. Now other bits want to flip. This is the thing, and I just have to go through and fix some bits up. It's just the way the ribbon is. But this is the banner. Happy Love Day. Wrong way. Happy Love Day. That turned out, look, I'll hold it up this way, hang it out, so you can actually see most of it. Happy Love Day. That is so freaking cute. I am so proud of myself. I've never made anything like this before. The punch board made the letters so easy. You could easily do other things, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a loop, see roughly how long I want the ribbon to come in, not cut the actual ribbon that's threaded through, otherwise I'd have to start again, and none of us want that. I certainly don't want that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this, heat it, grab some craft glue along the end, because honestly, I'm not going to knot it. I don't like the look of knots. I never have. So I'm just going to, if I can get my craft glue out. Oh, no, it wants to come out and it goes everywhere. Hang on. Let me grab a piece of paper towel. I'm just going to say, lucky I have one handy, because this just went over the end of one of my things. And then we just go here, we do here, and just put that in place and let that dry. I'm just going to try and pick up some of this. I'm supposed to be doing another tutorial tonight, but it's already 10 p.m. and I think it's going to end up having to wait till tomorrow, which is a shame, because I'm really looking forward to trying the Moana skewers. Okay, so then you've got your little hangy loop, which I personally think is nice to have it as a loop. You're free to knot it or end it however you want. That's just how I'm choosing to end this. And then I'm going to come down here and do exactly the same thing with the last heart. Chop a nice bit off. How much did we end up? We ended up with about that much. So we're just going to chop a piece off. Now I did, as you know, I pulled way too much. I could almost do a whole other one or a small banner with that much. Now I'm just going to heat seal the end. I think I said I was going to do that and didn't. Heat seal the end. My craft glue exploded, so we're just going to take some off the side, and then we're just going to make our loop, glue it down. Now, the other things that I want to do, or that I think is important to do, is so that so that it doesn't all keep moving. Now this has got glue there because of the loop, but what I would suggest doing is taking some washi and just putting it, just taking a small piece. I grabbed this because this isn't my favourite washi. I don't even know what the creature is. I got it cheap, so I'm just using it as my thing. And you just want to do that on the back. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong way around. There we go. Okay, so you want to do that on the back of all your letters. Now, inside each of my hearts, I am going to take one of these little Big Hero 6 and put them inside, these Bayomaxes, and put them inside my thing. So I need 4 of them. So I'm just going to, that one's a bit wonky, so we're just going to get rid of that. And we're just going to snip them. 1. Now this is such a tiny touch of Disney. Like, he's holding a really nice little flower. It's super cute. Now this isn't a big touch of Disney. This is something you could easily have in your home, and most people wouldn't notice the Disney touch unless they were Disney fanatics, like, you know, a lot of the people I'm friends with. You know, Disney people are good people. So yeah, so I really love this idea. I thought of it last minute. I was looking for red ribbon to string this on, and I didn't want to use the ribbon, even though I have tons of it, to string the thing. But I thought, ooh, I could turn this into a Disney love day. And for me, if I can add a touch of Disney, I'm going to add a touch of Disney. You'll learn that about me as we get further into this channel. Okay, some of these are not perfectly straight, but I don't mind that. As I said, this is handmade. I am heat sealing the edges, which also gives you a chance to sort of even up the edges a little. These are a little wonky. It is very hard to cut small amounts of grosgrain for me sometimes, and my scissors were being a little wonky today, so that's okay. We're just melting the edges so they don't fray. Not that it super matters. And then I'm just going to grab this and clean around the craft glue. I mean, you could use tape if you wanted to, but I am just going to glue these into the center of the hearts like this. And see, you've got your little Bayomax. Now that is super cute. It's such a small little touch of Disney. Like, it's not even a big touch. It's just a little tiny smidge of Disney thrown in there as an extra little thing. So this technically doesn't necessarily count as a Disney craft, but it could easily be called a Disney craft because you're adding a touch of Disney whimsy. And I really love Bayomax with the flower. I will be honest and say I have not seen Big Hero 6 yet because, as is my life, I have not yet even seen Moana. There are things I just haven't seen yet. I will get to it one day when they're on Netflix in Australia. Netflix on Australia is pretty sad with its selection. Actually, I'll be honest and say, like, when I looked at musicals, there's something like 20 musical choices, and half of them are not musicals, or over half of them are Hindu musicals, I should say, or around half. So, not that there's anything wrong with that, just that it's not ideal for someone who doesn't speak Hindi. There we go, and there it is. There's our Happy Love Day Big Hero 6 banner. And I've done the twirly thing again. Okay. Every time. As I said, I will go through and make sure these are all taped down, but that's it. That's our Happy Love Day banner. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Use the code word Bayomax if you made it all the way through. Comment below and tell me what you think of this. Will you be making a Happy Love Day banner or Happy Valentine's Day banner in your household? Let me know. I will talk to you all soon. Thank you so much for watching and putting up with my jibber jabber. Remember, you're important. I love you and you matter. Till next we meet on Life's Journey. Bye.